one thing we've talked about a little bit, and today we don't have a drink in our hands, but usually...
You didn't have a good spot to put it.
No good spot to put it in here, but...
the place has been so busy that the entire sitting area has been full of customers, and
right.
We didn't want to, like, you know, be like, hey,
get out, we're filming. So I think the one thing we're going to start to do, and definitely next week, I want to give a shout out to rocketfuelcoffee.com. They sent us huge box this week of like 6 of their brands of coffee.
I haven't had it yet. I know you've had it before.
Yeah, I've had it before, but there's all kinds of different kinds. So we're going to be trying those throughout the week. So next week in our podcast, we're actually going to pair that good coffee with a cigar. So I think people don't realize that coffee actually is a great drink to have when you're smoking a cigar. Not just first thing in the morning. I mean, that's what you think of when I wake up.
It's the best part of waking up.
It is the best part of waking up, coffee and cigars. But I think overall, especially like even at the event we were at last week, it was great to get a little shot of Cuban coffee or like a stronger coffee or something to cleanse your palate in between cigars.
Yep.
And so we'll be doing that next time, but we just want to give them a quick thank you this week.
And when you talk about pairing, to be fair, if you've watched the podcast, you know that you've never seen me with a glass of coffee or a cup of coffee in my hands. You see me out with it a lot. I like Cuban coffee a lot. It's like little shots, but it's kind of like the espresso style.
Yep.
I like that a lot. I'm not a huge fan of coffee, personally. My dad is, I know you are, a lot of people that are cigar smokers, so I talk about what they do with it. I know places that have a lot of cigar bars that will have a coffee area too, because a lot of people pair them up real well. For me, I like to pair some different things, you know, beer occasionally.
Yeah.
There's like if you can get like a chocolate flavored coffee or a chocolatey coffee, I like that with it.
Oh, they sent us some.
Did they?
They did.
I will have that one. Also, and you're going to make fun of me, okay? And be nice to me on the Facebook updates when you start talking trash, but Yoo-hoo. You remember that stuff when you were a kid, your mom put in little packets, you can buy the cans of it, but you always feel like you get gypped because you're drinking so fast, it's so good. I know. But have a Yoo-hoo with a cigar. A friend of mine, Brandon Suker, told me about that, and I made fun of him. Kid I go to school with. I made fun of him. I was like, Brandon, you're an idiot. Like, there's no way that that's going to be good. A Yoo-hoo and a cigar? Like, I'm a grown-ass man. You know?
Yeah, and, it's not when you're 7.
No, right? But secretly, I really like Yoo-hoo, so I was like, okay. So I tried it, but no one was around on my patio, and it's ridiculous.
Bro, I'm going to have to try that.
Like, I'm going on the record right now saying Yoo-hoo with a cigar is one of the best pairings that you'll have. Not yet. I'm telling you, not a mild cigar. You know,
that's a pretty strong statement.
It's crazy.
It is.
It's for the younger generation. But tell me you didn't have the juice boxes in school.
No,
I know you're like 64 now, so you might not have had them. But
we had juice boxes.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
But I think overall to this, beer, wine, coffee, those are all things you hear people talk about, and they really do go well with cigars. You know, I think that's kind of the moral to this story.
Another thing that goes well, as like an after and during, is some people, newer cigar smokers, will complain about the taste that cigars can leave in your mouth.
Sometimes you get the aftertaste.
Especially when you're getting into when a newer cigar smoker is getting into some of the heavier stuff, or
full body,
or maybe you're not smoking the best cigar yet. You know, you're still trying to find the better stuff, the stuff that you like better. Drinking a soda towards the end of your cigar and after your cigar. You know, before you go to bed, then you brush your teeth, whatever, but drinking a soda, believe it or not, that stuff cleans car batteries, man.
Right.
But and it'll clean out your palate, and when you wake up in the morning,
be perfect.
You'll be perfect. And I knew that, I did this, and I saw that one of my friends out in California, a female that smokes a lot, smokes a lot of cigars, which by the way is amazing. She was complaining to me about that. So I said, what did you smoke lately? And she's like, I haven't smoked much lately because I got really getting tired of waking up like that, you know? And I said, try the soda thing, tell me what you think, tell me if it works for you too. And she did it, and she said it works great. So she's not a big soda drinker. So she'll drink whatever she's drinking, usually wine or cigar or whatever. But then after she's done, she'll drink soda. And then, a little tip, I don't know, I'd like to hear your feedback on that if you guys think, or you got a better way to get rid of that taste. Yeah, shoot us some emails, hit us up on the Facebook wall, something. Let us know what you think out there too, but that's kind of it. So next week we'll be drinking coffee with our cigar. I'm very excited about the chocolate one. Alright, so back to a little bit more about the cigar. If you look at the two of ours, Matt's ash has kind of got a little Leaning Tower of Pisa action going on. Mine is perfect, which is ironic because... It is ironic, and since I'm not a risk taker, it scares me a little bit. You don't want to get it on their floor? It's tile, man. It's okay. Yeah, so... Oh, I took a couple tabs. A couple tabs, so still pretty good. But I'm just, I'm not like Mike. I'm not going to go for the show tonight. No, I'm liking it. It's getting... I'll tell you what, this cigar to me, I mean, it's definitely... Do you like it better than the 64 Diplomatica?
It's different. Is that easier? Like, it's a different...
Let me tell you what I like better about it. I like the size of this one better.
Do you like that?
I like the ring gauge of this one better. I might even like the draw better. I think, though, that I like the flavor on the Diplomatico better. On that line...
See, that's what I was kind of saying. It's a little different, because I think for this one, it's a little different... Just taste it. It's a little different tobacco flavor going through it.
Yeah, but it's cool. And again, you can't see it, but when you get one of these and you cut it open, you can look at it. One of the cool things is that you can tell how well they blend the different tobaccos in there they're doing, because you have the lighter and the darkers, and they're all mixed in, and they weed them in pretty well. However the heck they do that, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. We'll learn. But yeah, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool.
But I'll say, so far, even just like barely a quarter through it, it hasn't changed a whole lot for me yet.
And I don't think it will.
I don't think it will.
Padrones,
but
these kind of Padrones don't normally. A Padron like this, which is at the the lower line. This is the executive, the longer one.
Yeah.
Like the 4000s, the 3000s, 5s, the 7s. You see 6s occasionally. These will change a little bit more.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know why, but these have a little different taste. These are a little bitier.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not as smooth. I don't know exactly how to describe that, but and they'll have a little bit more change. They're great. I mean, it's like a $7 cigar, $6.80.
Right.
But these won't do that. These will be completely constant throughout the entire thing, which I think is cool. Sometimes I like to change, but I like it with these. I know exactly what I'm going to get when I smoke a cigar like this.
Well, and this is a perfect cigar for not what we're doing right now. So I hope that whenever you guys get yours, you're sitting around with some friends. This will be a perfect, like, I'm playing poker, I'm setting out relaxing cigar.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm celebrating my friend's bachelor party.
Yeah.
Like mine, I expect a box of these whenever that day comes sometime. Just throwing it out there.
Hopefully people donate them, because I like you, bud.
Yeah, alright, I appreciate that.
Well, the boxes come in 10s. I might be able to handle that.
Okay. But I think this is the kind of cigar you definitely want to enjoy. Not that I'm not enjoying it, but you just want to be, it definitely comes back to the lifestyle and the culture.
Look at that one. And I think it's from the dead spot. It's splitting right down the middle. The ash is splitting. It's becoming 2 ashes. See that?
It probably was a dead spot in the front.
Because that's where it's coming in and it's breaking. That's good, though. That's pretty cool.
Still holding together.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good ash. Any other cigar, this shit would have just, fallen apart.
You would have already ashed on yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Patron is my friend. They don't like to see me get dirty.
So here we are back. A lot further into the cigar now.
Pretty much, towards the end. Certainly the chase is going to change this.
Yeah, and like I talked about mine at the beginning, like I ashed it early, but like it's still held strong through there.
No,
I'm going to take it off because I'm about to take the label.
I didn't realize you were doing a thing.
But
I'm a little further into it because I had Matt doing the work, taking some shots.
Yeah, once again, Pretty Boy was just sitting around here, like, BSing, and I was...
That's what I do, man.
That's what he does best. But, no, great smoke. I can't tell you how good. It's funny because, people want us to be... I think one of the comments we got, especially last week, they're like...
Yeah, we've talked about it before.
Are you going to, like, what happens when you find a bad one? We're not all about... We're going to smoke good cigars.
We smoke a lot of cigars in between the podcast. And we're not going to pick a cigar. Certainly, we knew this was going to be good. This is why it was the first time. But usually, one of us has smoked it before.
Correct.
So why are we going to waste your time for 15 minutes talking about a crappy cigar?
Right. And I think that's where Cigar Think Tank and everything that we do is all about good cigars, good people, hanging out. I mean, I will say that for the first time smoking this, it'd be nice to see it another time later to see if, if my opinion changes at all. But that's a good one. Overall, great stick. Real similar to the other Padrón, like family, special reserves, things they've released, the 45.
There's not huge difference.
Yeah, not a huge difference. I mean, you get a little subtle.
The better your palate is, the more you'll tell the difference. I don't have the greatest palate. And I can tell the difference, but some of these guys, whether it's real or imagined, can really tell the difference on a lot of them. And I think you'll get enough distinction between this. When I talk about kind of how the tobacco's blended in here, you can tell it's definitely more of a mix than I think I usually see in these.
Well, and I think so too. I think that's a big thing, marketing-wise in a cigar. You're going to hear about the 10-year aged tobacco,
whatever.
Inside of it.
We'll find out what this is, put on the ticker, but I don't know exactly what the age is on this.
Now we'll look it up. There's some different ages. I think that's the big thing of this one. It's definitely a blend, which is what Padrón's known for, especially when they release a limited selection cigar.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. And just the last thing is the deal with the Family Reserve and how that whole started. We found this out when we were hanging out at their factory a couple months ago. Excuse me. It started as literally the family cigar.
Right.
And it wasn't, that Family Reserve thing is not a made up thing now. There's a bunch of them now that they're making and putting into that line. But the tradition behind it was this cigar specifically for family events where they made 20 of them, 30 of them a year.
You're right. And they set it aside. That's what they pulled out for their celebratory
for their
cigars.
Christmases and birthdays and things like that. Their special cigars. And one day somebody was like, why don't we
share them? Yeah.
And once they were able to get their operation really going in Nicaragua, they were able to do it on a little larger scale. And that's when they were able to do that. And I think it's pretty cool. I mean, cigars are a family environment, a family atmosphere. When I say family, I don't mean family. I mean, we're a family, everybody's family. And it's cool that they can kind of give something of that. I mean, bring that into the thing and let us kind of be part of it.
Well, if I can say, from us sitting back looking at that, if this cigar was good enough for them to hold back as their, special stock that they only pulled out for them to smoke, you think about all of the cigars Padrón's put out over the years, and this is what they're saying. This is one of our best. Like, that just says a lot.
No doubt. To be fair, they price it that way. But,
right.
Being totally objective, they price it that way. But they're not smoking it every day. Well, maybe they are, but
they might.
But we can't. But it's certainly a great celebratory cigar.
If my last name was Padrón, I probably would sit around and smoke this cigar all the time.
We would go out of business if my last name was Padrón.
You smoked yourself right out of business.
Yeah, it would be bad. It'd be,
bad deal. Don't do that.
It'd be troublesome. But we don't have something to cheers with today. So how about we do it with a couple? We'll do it with a couple Diplomaticos.
All right. Just for the heck of it, we'll switch it up a little bit on you today. We'll have to take these home with us.
Shucks.
All right, shucks. All right. So
to the think tank.
To the think tank.
Cigars for service.